So what made you move to LA?
I auditioned for SNL a number of years ago. Yeah, so
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I screen tested, or I tested for SNL a long time ago at this point, probably 6 years ago, 5-6 years ago, and then I got a manager out of that, and they were.
How did the SNL audition come about? Was it through IO?
It was through IO, yeah. Which I auditioned for the theater, which that was a whole hilarious.
That's super political.
I was not supposed to be in the roster. I found out later that it was supposed to be another Connor who was supposed to be in the roster. Because I was like, I don't know why they picked me, but I'll do this. And this was just to audition for the theater, not even to audition for SNL at this point. And afterward, I like thanked the owner of the theater. I was like, thank you so much for like letting me do this. She was like, I got to tell you, when you walked out on stage, I thought, oh no, this is the wrong guy. And then you killed it. And I was like, oh, great. Well, that's fantastic. Because then after that, she put me in the actual audition to get in front of all the Lauren Michaels and all those guys. And so...
Wait, did you audition in New York?
So I auditioned in Chicago, met with Lauren and met with all of a bunch of the writers and producers.
Wow. Okay.
And then a year went by. Nothing happened. And then I auditioned again in Chicago. And then after that, I got flown out and I did
amazing.
5 minutes in New York.
What was that like?
Insane. It was the most stressful experience of my entire life.
That's what everyone says.
It was insane. Walking onto home base in their studio that you've seen a million people perform on and do your own material for 5 minutes. And in a silent auditorium and like a smattering of laughter, they sit at a fold out table that's probably 20-30 yards away from you. like they're in the shadows. It's just it's the polar opposite of performing in Chicago for a home crowd where everybody's just on fire and so excited that you're getting to perform for SNL. They laugh at every little thing you do. And then you're in this empty auditorium where you can hear yourself echoing and no response.
What's the vibe like with the people backstage that are also auditioning? Is everyone sort of in their own world, or are they supportive? Or
everybody's pretty supportive, or everybody's very supportive. But you're in your own dressing room, like so you're just you're in your own individual dressing room. And we sat there for I think 4 hours. We got there and we sat there for 4 hours before we started performing. And so I'm just sitting in this dressing room, and occasionally the people who I knew who I was there with would come in and they'd be like, you're still just here, right? Like nothing's happened. And it's like, yeah, still nothing's happened.
Wow.
I'm just sitting on my hands, repeating my 5 minutes over and over.
It's going to be so goddamn nerve-wracking.
Oh, God. Well, but the nice thing about it is that it goes from nerve-wracking to I got to get this over with.
Yeah.
We got to get this done with. To then once you're backstage and under the bleachers, you suddenly are, all of the nerves come back.
Do you think maybe they've said this, but now that you say it, I'm curious. Do you think they're trying to sniff out if you can handle the pressure of a live show by doing that? Why else would you wait 4 hours?
I think they're waiting. I think they're waiting for everybody to show up. So I think that is I think it's partially just
4
them
hours?
we're very low on the totem pole. But I think you're right. I think part of it is kind of flushing out who can really handle the pressure.
Yeah.
Because you are performing for nobody, so you're performing for no laughs, and you're performing hours later than you had anticipated, and you've got to kind of just go with it. So I do think that there is an element of, can you handle this situation and still be funny and calm and confident and chill and just get your stuff out there and be your own hilarious self.
Were you happy with what you put out there?
I was really, really happy with my original 5 minutes, the one I did the very first time. And then by the time I got to doing it again, I felt a little less enthusiastic about my 5 minutes, but I still loved the stuff.
Because you changed some stuff?
I changed some stuff around, okay. And I mean, because some of it was a year old, so I had to change a bunch of stuff.
That makes sense.
And add new stuff. And some of it was things that I had done in a solo show that I tried to condense down, and they kind of worked, but they were a little bit weird. They were just a little more out there as far as the idea. So it was a little harder to cram into 30 seconds.
Yeah. How long did they have you in New York for? Just a day? It's just
2 days.
A day,
yeah,
right?
a day or 2 days. Yeah, one night.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Great story.